these third dimensional beings and this three-dimensional life playing out, when you elevate yourself and you place yourself in a higher position, in a higher dimension, in a higher position, you are able to see differently. And everything that's moving around doesn't seem as big and daunting because you're able to see the pieces moving around. It's all a storyline playing out. We're able to remember that because we can see it for what it really is. We're not stuck in it. We've elevated ourselves to see a different perspective. And that's one of the beautiful gifts of this spiritual journey when you move consciously through it, is you're able to really alchemize these situations. Like, damn. Hi, my name is Shannan Marie, also known as Ascension Girl, and I'm here today on March 12th, 2020, with a message of encouragement to the people of this planet, to humanity. And it's a really trying time for us collectively as a planet, as a whole. And I'm feeling the need to just open up a dialogue on my end to you, and wanting to just mention some things, some conversation points that I feel like I want you, if you feel called, if you feel connected to this, I want this to open up conversation for you to have with yourself and with people in your life. And we're just at a really, like, a tipping point. I feel like we're at a really interesting point in our planet's history, in the history of humanity. I have a certain opinion about the origins of the coronavirus. That's a different conversation. But what I want to share now is a little bit of encouragement, and just to provide a little bit of clarity. Because for me in my life, this has been helpful. This like remedy when there's really big issues. I'm not talking I have the cure to coronavirus, but what I do have is something that can help you shift the way that you're thinking, therefore the way that you're responding. And the way that you respond to something, to a situation, that directly affects how your body responds to it. And there's certain, like, biological responses that are not good for your overall well-being. So just being in fear is really, really detrimental to all of your systems, to your physical body, to your energetic body. Well, what you feel in the physical body is a result of what's going on in your energetic body. That's just one conversation point, I guess. I want to say that because I feel like that's vital. One thing that has been very helpful to me in my life, in my 35 years, almost 36 in a week, but one thing that has been extremely helpful has been this concept of elevating your perspective. And so you're living your life and you're experiencing all of the things that go along with that life, and sometimes it just gets complicated, and it gets painful and confusing and really intense. And when you're in these moments where life feels so heavy, like it's just weighing so heavily down on you, in those moments, for me, I've had many of those moments in my life. And in those moments, by the grace of God, I have had open communication with the heavenly realms since I was little. And one thing that I was always told and taught is to elevate your perspective in moments. And what is really helpful are the details of how this works. So imagine us living on our planet, right? Imagine us living here. And in these moments of our lives, these situations and these relationships, imagine this person and they're arguing, and the engaging of these people and their energy, and it's all happening on the surface of the planet. And we're all in it. In these moments, we are in it. But when we elevate our perspective, it's almost like the spirit, the energies of these physical people down here elevates itself. And when you look through your eyes, when you close your two eyes, your third eye opens. And when you remember that and you're up here and you close your eyes and you imagine, okay, with my energy, my energetic body, my third eye, my spiritual eye, I'm looking down on this planet from a higher dimension, from a higher existence. You're looking down at a lower dimension, at the third dimension. You're looking down at these third dimensional beings and this three-dimensional life playing out. When you elevate yourself and you place yourself in a higher position, in a higher dimension, in a higher position, you are able to see differently. And everything that's moving around doesn't seem as big and daunting because you're able to see the pieces moving around. It's all a storyline playing out. We're able to remember that because we can see it for what it really is. We're not stuck in it. We've elevated ourselves to see a different perspective. And that's one of the beautiful gifts of this spiritual journey when you move consciously through it, is you're able to really alchemize these situations. Like, damn, this situation that I'm in sucks. Okay. We can snap out of that. We're supposed to be in it and feel it, but then you snap out of that. And when you become more spiritual, I guess that's a way that I could say it, that's a gift that comes along with it. That perspective changes. And that's one of the gifts. You're able to elevate your perspective and really see things for what they are, which is a storyline playing out for all of our greatest goods. I think that a few things went wrong along the way, but I feel like there is a God, there is a creator, a source of divine energy that we feed off of. And this is a side conversation, but I will say this briefly, is we are beings of light and there are beings of darkness that are being ruled by a different kind of energy. And when you see things for what they are, and when you see these dark beings, not dark skin, but dark energy, when they are playing out their part of the storyline, it's so important for us to know that in this situation, in this setup here, how Earth is set up, they have an important role. And we need to see them for what they are. And they, are disconnected from the source that we're connected to. They've chosen to disconnect from God, from source, from their creator. And they now serve and feed energy to a different kind of creator. The creator of their world. It's a very real end of times war playing out on our planet right now. And each of our lives has the potential to shift it in the more heavenly direction. We're at a crossroads right now. Okay? We're here. Okay, where my thumbs are. We're at a crossroads. The way that we're going now with this coronavirus, with all of this political yuckiness that's happening, it's just so corrupt. There's so many aspects of our lives that are just purely corrupt. The music industry, the entertainment industry. I mean, it's when you really know what's going on, it's like, it's mind-blowing, but it's also an important part of how the storyline is playing out. And one of the purposes of humans being on Earth right now is to wake up to your divinity and to remember the fact that you are divine and you are a piece of God, a literal piece of God. And we're at the point now where things can continue to go the dark way, the devil's way, and there be pandemonium and chaos and just death and destruction. That's what they want. But there's also a higher plan, and that other direction, that turn in the fork in the road that we want to experience, that any sane, divinely connected human wants. You don't want it to go that dark way. You don't want death and destruction. You want light and truth and purity and justice for all and abundance for all. And I genuinely feel like that is where we're headed. The place that we're headed, I feel like we need to go through a little bit of difficulty globally for us to really get to that heavenly place that we're all meant to go to and exist in. But it's time that we all wake up, because we all play a role in it. We're all playing a role at the same time that we're all either agreeing to this old world order. They call themselves in the plan the New World Order. We're going along with it. We are agreeing to their plan by not saying anything, by not speaking up for what you want and for what your soul is wanting your experience to be. You came here. If you're watching this, most likely you are a light worker, a light being. Well, you're definitely a light being coming here to do the work of the light. That's what light work is. We're here, we're doing work on behalf of the light. We're working with the light forces to serve our light, our God. So I just really want to just bring you back to what's important. There's so many distractions out there right now. You are not a victim of this circumstance. Let's stop while we're healthy. Let's bring it all in, get clarity on what it is we want, and make it happen. So I don't know what that looks like, but I just feel like I have to do something. I have to do something. And I guess this is the first step.